Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on this look right here. Now you may be wondering, has she always had these freckles? No, I haven't. I put these on here myself using eyebrow pencils and some powder. So stay tuned if you want to see how to get this copper eye, coral lip, and faux freckle makeup look. Okay, that was a mouthful, but yes, that's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright guys, we're going to start off by priming our eyelids like always. I'm using Maybelline's Master Conceal concealer. I really like using a concealer because it covers all like veins or hyperpigmentation on my eyelids, and it also helps to ensure that the eyeshadows are going to last all day long. Now I'm setting it with this white powder, or this cream powder from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It doesn't really matter what you set it with, just set it with some sort of powder so that your powder eyeshadows will blend well on top of it. After I've set all that, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my transition shade, which is just going to be this contour shade from one of the Wet n Wild contouring palettes. I believe that's Dulce de Leche, but it's definitely the warmer toned of the two palettes they have. And I'm just blending that in my crease and a little bit above with a Morphe MB23 blending brush, my all-time fave for the step. It is amazing. Basically just going back and forth, windshield wiper motions, and then in little circles along the edges to buff it up toward the brow bone. We are keeping it pretty simple with the eyes today. We're only using two shadows, this one and then a nice coppery foiled shadow for the lid. This is a really easy way to get a fresh like summer look that takes like no time. Just pop in a warm transition shade and then a warm shadow on the lid, or even just buff this shadow from the lid up to the brow bone and it will look beautiful. Now I'm just setting my brows with some Pixie brow gel from their Brow Duo. I did already fill them in with my micro brow pencil from NYX in the shade Taupe. Let me know by liking this video if you guys would like a brow routine. I have changed the way I do my brows quite a bit since I first started filling them in. I am taking that Makeup Forever shade you just saw. I believe it's in the shade Rust. Because they don't label their shadows on the bottom. I have no idea what color it is, but I looked online and found the one that looked the closest. So I believe this is the shade Rust, but I'm not for sure. They have a ton of beautiful shades. I did wet this blending brush here with some setting spray to make the foiled shadow like even more intense and foiled. And it really just helps to intensify it. I love the way it looks. It's just gorgeous. I'm bringing that up into the crease a little bit, just like a tiny bit, so that I can help ease the blending process later on, but mostly I'm just covering the whole entire lid, going back and forth. I kind of like to wiggle the product around because I feel like just packing, sometimes you don't get the full foiled effect, so I like to pack and then move it all around. Look how happy I am. It's just so pretty. And now I'm just taking that blending brush from before and blending out the crease. And I do think in the next clip that I went in and added just a tad more of that initial color and concentrated it more in the crease, just to give it a little more color there. Next, I'm going in with my Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, just to use a little bit, and then my L'Oreal Infallible, or Pro Infallible Foundation, whatever it's called, Pro Matte or something. I really like this foundation. I haven't used it in a while, but now I'm back to my tan shade, so I'm going to use it. I'm just dabbing it with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. I think it's called Miracle Complexion Sponge. And yeah. I'm making sure to get it back into my hairline as well, and I always take it back on my ears and down my neck as well, just to make sure we don't have any harsh lines, just in case our foundation doesn't match, so it's not super obvious where we've applied foundation. And then next, I'm going to take my NYX, what is this called? Dark Circle something? I'll list it down below. Sorry about that, but it's like a peachy under eye corrector. It really does help with my dark circles. Like, I love this stuff, but it is pretty thick and creamy, so a little bit goes a long way. I try and tap it in with my fingers, kind of warm it up, and then I'll go in with my beauty blender and blend that out. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Maybelline Master Conceal. This concealer is pretty high coverage and heavy duty, so again, a little bit goes a long way. I'm just taking the shade Light, which is number 10, and I'm dabbing it on the high points of my cheeks, and I'm just dragging the excess up underneath the eyes. I don't like to start putting my concealer underneath the eyes. I drag the concealer up, like any that's left over, I drag it up underneath the eyes just to minimize any like caking and any like heaviness under there, just to minimize that. As you can see, I am putting it on my chin and forehead and down the center of my nose a bit as well. These are the places that I always highlight. It's just what I do. And then after I'm all done with that, I'm going to spray my face. I like to spray my face with setting spray like mid-face sometimes, just to give it, you know, some more hydration so I can blend further. Then I'm going in with this banana shade from the e.l.f. contour palette. I love this shade under the eyes. I really, really do. It's not too yellow at all. It's very light, but it's fine enough and powdery enough that it sets the under eye really well. And I am also using that powder to set all the other places we put that concealer. And after I'm all done with that, I'm going to set my whole face with Maybelline Fit Me powder, I believe. I'll list the shade down below, per usual. After I'm all done with that, I'm going to go in with this contouring shade from, I believe this is a Caramel Toffee palette, one of Wet n Wild's new contouring palettes. I really love this shade for chiseling out my cheekbones, so I'm just taking this small contouring brush from Morphe. Again, I'll list the exact number down below, but I'm just chiseling out my cheekbones and then dragging it up, blending it out in circular motions, and taking it all around my face, the edges of my face, like the perimeter, and then down my nose a little bit, not down the center, but down the sides. You'll see me contouring my nose a little bit, and under the chin, and along the jawline. This is just standard stuff for me. This is always how I do it. But yeah, then I'm going to take this NYX banana powder, which I really love to bake with, and I'm just sharpening that contour up, girl. Look at that. Look at it. So sharp. I kind of pack it on there so that it really sets in there, and I just leave it on, and then I'll dust it away later, as you'll see. But yeah, I really like how fierce this makes my contour look. And I'm going to take a little bit of that powder underneath my eyes as well, just to brighten up that area a little bit more. And then, as you'll see, I'm going to put it on my nose, forehead, and chin as well, and just kind of bake those places as well. Ooh, girl! Next, I am taking that same warm transition shade that we began with up in the crease there, and I am just dragging this under the lower lash line just to give it some definition. Super simple. Oh, and here I am adding more in the crease, just kind of smoking it out. I kind of rounded it around my eye and connected it to the upper lash line because I'm not wearing any liner. I really like how this kind of looks blown out and smoky, but we achieved it with only 2 shadows, so super simple. Next, I'm going in with a nude liner in the waterline. I love doing this, especially during summer. It just makes you look really awake and bright and cute. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, it looks like I'm tugging pretty hard at my eye, but it's fine. Next, I am going to take that same banana powder from the e.l.f. contour kit, and I'm going to take a small detail brush and just very lightly set that liner just to ensure that it lasts a long time. You want to be careful with this because powder will get in your eyes, but just be very careful. And then I'm taking it on the center of my eye as well, or the inner corner, sorry. And you can see how instantly it just brightens it up, as well as the brow bone there. I really do love this powder. It's great for just soft, subtle, beautiful highlighting. Next, I'm wiping away all that powder that we had on, and look what it leaves us with. Now I'm going to mix those 2 blushes from this light e.l.f. blush palette. Guys, e.l.f. is killing it with these palettes, like, come on. And I'm just placing my blush right along top of that contour and bringing it pretty far back onto my face, not too much on the apples. Now, using my Anastasia So Hollywood highlighter, per usual, I am spraying my face first. Shout out to Desi for sharing with me this tip, who I think she got it from like Mac Daddy here on YouTube and on Instagram. And if you spray your face before you do your highlight and it's drying, then you'll get that really foiled effect with your highlight if you apply it while it's still wet. So that is what I did, and what can I say? It was poppin'. So Then I went ahead and did my nose, a little bit down the bridge. I highlight right above this little bump that I have in my nose. I try not to highlight on it, but I highlight right above and below it so it kind of neutralizes that bump. Then I highlight the Cupid's bow. Yeah, standard for me. Adding more. Is it enough? No. Add more. Now I'm curling my lashes. I really like this Revlon one. It's better than the other Revlon ones. I don't know why, it's just more springy, and I'm giving it a lot of pumps just because we are not using any false lashes today, only mascara. And I'm placing some of that highlighter under my brow bone and on the inner corner as well, because honestly, I have to like bathe in my highlighter in order to be satisfied. So I'm taking this Maybelline Lash Sensational, I want to say. Again, I'll list it down below, but I'm just wiggling that brush through my lashes, really trying to extend them as much as possible, and then I'll wait a sec and do like another coat probably, because when I'm not wearing falsies, I mean, I need to have a lot of mascara on. Now for the fun part, as you can see, I am going in with my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe, which best matches like for freckles, I would say. I don't know. But I'm just going in, dotting all over. I found that with these pencils, it kind of works best to twist them, as you see me doing, just to get the pigment onto your skin a little better. I just go all around, kind of overlap them, give them varying sizes, opacities, space them out like unevenly, you know, just make them look as natural and haphazard kind of as possible, just so they look really natural. You'll see I'm going to switch to this ColourPop brow pencil in Dope Taupe just to give it varying opacities, like I said. Now going in with some contouring powder too, just to make even more dots, and even different kind of dots. So I keep going until I'm happy with them, just mess around with it. I'm dusting some powder over top and then going in with some more, just to make it look like some are farther under the skin surface, things like that. So just mess around with it, play around with it, and it should end up looking something like this. Alright guys, so that concludes this fun summer tutorial. If you liked this video and you liked this tutorial and you found it helpful and entertaining and you like my work, any of the above, all of the above, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!